Ayy, poppin' like I'm supposed to. Watch out for the people that ain't close to. Speak a little something you could toast to. I ain't tryna hear about what you won't do. Moving like I'm into. Hit the ground running like the.
Been about me, how long?
Speak a little something that you're into. I ain't tryna hear about what you been through. Like hold up, say what's the hold up. I got the pack, who got the roll up? I'm tryna pull up. It seem like every time I show up, it gotta go up. See the drip, they see the glow up. Oh, now they know us. See, it's funny how my pockets out of shape, but I'm fit for the flex. Clear the phone call, hit my chick with a text. Parlay through the bird with my drip from the jets. Save a couple hundred by your with the rest. I prefer my reefer with Henny and Coke. Please don't be stingy, got plenty to smoke. Show up and act up and back to the crib. I do not stun, I just rap what I live. Seem like they doing the most for the clout. Did what I said so they know what I'm about. Show up and act up and back to the crib. I do not stun, I just rap what I live. Ayy, winning like I ought to. I ain't wanna do it, but I got to. Smoking what my doctor told me not to. Got these wishing they was hot too. Ballin' like I need to. Got my exes wishing for a redo. Smell the marijuana when I speed through. Hit her with a tip, that's a preview. Hold up, wait up, get your weight up. Shit, get your money, not your hate up. Boy, draw a play up. I flip my wrist, a layup. She wanna lay up. I gotta get it, I'ma stay up. I'm all the way up. I got my pay up. I ain't playing with you. I'm a coach now. Commentating through the most now. I be somewhere booted with my toes down. Make little baby tooted with her nose down. I prefer my reefer with Henny and Coke. Please don't be stingy, got plenty to smoke. Show up and act up and back to the crib. I do not stun, I just rap what I live. Seem like they doing the most for the clout. Did what I said so they know what I'm about. Show up and act up and back to the crib. I do not stun, I just rap what I live.
Hello. Hello. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Let me know that you can hear me by saying goodbye. Goodbye in the chat. Let me know you can hear me by typing in the chat goodbye, because we are saying goodbye to the Upper Crust location, aka Miss Robbie's dream. All right, we got y'all. Goodbye, 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 goodbye. Not in a good way for me. I know some of y'all like, yeah, good riddance and well deserved. I'm reading those comments. Woo, some of y'all. I pray that y'all don't make no missteps in life. But anyway, this is a story I'm going to get into. This is a very impromptu live because this happened overnight and, well, right before I was going to bed, or all of us were going to bed, and I'm going to be traveling all day. And so I was like, let me come to you good people and let's chat about it, because I also saw a lot of questions that made me aware that a lot of people just aren't up on this and how many restaurants they have now and why is this restaurant closing, all of those sort of things. So I actually covered this story a little over a year ago about the potential closing of the Upper Crust location due to the VA hospital expansion, which is literally towering and located right behind the Upper Crust location. So I'm going to play for you a bit of the video that I did on this about a little, I think a year. It was a 2021, like June of 2021 or something like that. So I'm going to play that for you guys, and then we're going to come back. We're going to chat about this. And yeah, let's go.
Hard as I worked and everything. What I look like? I worked hard and prayed and everything else. I ain't finna just come in here and buy me out like that.
What's up, good people, and welcome or welcome back to my channel, where we bond over our favorite TV shows, trending topics, and everything in between that we care about. So many of us familiar with the Sweetie Pie's Upper Crust location remember how excited we were for Miss Robbie when she realized her dream of opening her very own restaurant and building it from the ground up.
Do I smell food in here?
Well, here you go, dear. You deserve it.
All right.
Your first meal on your
Ooh,
in your new restaurant.
first meal, and hope there's many, many more.
Congratulations.
Thank you, and thank you for all the help you've given, because without you, this would not be possible.
No, thank you.
Now, in regards to what's going on currently with the VA hospital and the Upper Crust location, the question is now, should Miss Robbie be planning to have her last meal at the Upper Crust location? And I say this because I happened to run into this story while doing research for one of our Welcome to Sweetie Pie's investigative series recap episodes. And this is actually an update to what we saw in season 3, episode 1 of the Sweetie Pie's series, which was titled End of an Era, where Miss Robbie found out that the VA hospital located behind her restaurant wanted to expand their campus, and her restaurant was basically in the path of that. And to my knowledge, we basically didn't hear much else about it after that. So that's where this video comes in.
VA is the Veterans Hospital. They're in the back of the restaurant, and everybody's saying we're right in the path of their expansion. Now, they say they want to buy us out. Even though the VA wants to buy me out, they don't realize this is my dream. I prayed for this to come through. This is my family's business. This is my legacy. So the most recent update I was able to find online was the Public Draft Supplement Environmental Assessment from the Department of Veteran Affairs. Now, this was a 68-page document, so I definitely will not be going through the whole thing during this video. Right, they ain't finna buy me how long as hard as I worked and everything.
All right, I'm back. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Hey, Alice, I see you down in the chat. I was trying to manage this on my own because I did this impromptu and I wasn't able to connect with our backstage moderators to make sure that they were absolutely going to be available. So we're good now. Alice is hanging tough back there. I love y'all so much. Y'all really got a brother's back, and I appreciate that. But okay, so let's get into it. For one, let me do the quick housekeeping things. What's up to everybody? Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch. There's no one over there, but we're still live over there. Also, please make sure to hit that like button on your way in. It really helps this channel grow, and we are growing. I'm going to be very transparent that we have officially hit my goal that was for last year. So I was a little behind because I didn't post probably 6 months out of last year. I didn't upload videos. But this year, I did share with the VIP text community, which feel free to join that because that's where I get a little up close and personal. It's scrolling across your screen at the bottom in red. But I shared with them, I want to say maybe 3 months or so ago, that I was going to stop being afraid to speak into my life what I really want and quit being afraid to not speak it because I'm afraid I'm not going to meet it and then I'll get disappointed and depressed and all that other stuff. But anyway, I told them that my goal for this year, as far as subscribers for this channel, is 50,000 subscribers. And the way things are going, the growth that we've seen in the past couple of weeks, and the fact that you guys are still hanging with me, I think says that we're definitely going to hit that. So please remember to like and share my videos, watch the old ones, all that. Let YouTube know, hey, we want him to grow. We want him to hit that 50K by the end of this year. Also, with that VIP text community, Vale's Important People's community, we give updates on all sort of things like this. Last night, I sent them, as soon as I got the post, from actually another VIP member. I think her name was Nia, if I'm not mistaken. And thank you so much for sending me that. I think a couple other people sent it, but hers is the one I noticed first. But anyway, she sent that. I shared it with the group. But we also do channel updates, things that are going on, like what I just told you, like what I'm planning, what's happening. I'm going to be sending y'all some logo mock-ups for the new channel name because I was already planning on changing this channel name again for the third time and third and final time. But anyway, I'll be sending that out actually before I leave here. So you guys pay attention to that because I want to get your opinions on the logo concepts that I have the designer working on, graphic designer working on. But also notifications of videos. They got a notification that this was coming out like about an hour ago. They knew that we were going to go live. And then just other little tidbits. Also, thank all of you who've donated via Cash App, Zelle, the super chats. I really greatly appreciate all of you. You don't know how much you're blessing me in so many ways to be able to come back and forth to St. Louis, even when nothing ended up happening. But I took care of some things yesterday. And one of those things actually was that I was at the Upper Crust location. And I am not lying to y'all. I got video footage because I'm still going to do a pre-recorded video where I visited some of this. I can't tell y'all everything, but I got a good old video coming for y'all. Give me till next week because I got a big weekend ahead of me. Give me till next week. We gonna have a video that's gonna be epic. Epic. I tell you, epic. So anyway, I was at the Upper Crust location yesterday and filming myself, and I literally said, and you could see that pretty much most of the structures around Upper Crust were torn down. And then there was right next to her used to be a building, and it was all gated, like almost like a construction gate. And I said in that video that I would not be surprised if Miss Robbie would now give in to the VA and allowed him to take over because her legacy, has been, yeah. And the restaurant is barely open and all of that. So anyway, keep tuned. Did I go muted, y'all? Can y'all still hear me? Okay, I got a message on the screen saying my mic had muted and I hadn't touched anything. All right, yep, see, y'all saying sound. But can y'all hear me now? Can you hear me now? Woo, you're back. Yeah, woo, I'm back. You gotta love this going live. I'm actually enjoying it way more than I thought I would. Like, it's great that I wanted to get something out to you guys real quick, and I'm able to, do it like this, knowing that I got to run out. I ain't have time to edit and all that because I'm literally heading out the door to do another surprise for y'all. Oh, y'all gonna love this video that's coming next week. I tell you. I'm excited for y'all. Okay, so anyway, community guidelines, AKA rules for engagement in our virtual home. Welcome. Wipe your feet, take off your shoes. Don't bring no nastiness up in here because that ain't what we do. We keep clean house here. And in that means that we do not use curse words in our chat. If you are like Miss Robbie and you curse like a sailor, please misspell the curse words. If you forget, you're human. If you forget, then our great moderators, both on the YouTube Screets side as well as our backstage moderators, will be more than happy to help you correct your error by deleting your whole post, your whole comment. Also, do not type the words, ill with a K or murder. Don't do that at all. Misspell those words as well. You can type M word, you can type, K word, whatever, but do not spell them out. I will delete those comments even under the videos. I was doing it last night. No, the night before last. I caught a few. So please be mindful of that. I make mistakes too. So, again, I give grace unless you're a repeat offender, then I'm going to block you because then I start to think you're doing it on purpose. Also, make sure you are kind because this is a purpose-driven community. Make sure you're kind to everyone. Make sure you're respectful. You can also disagree. We are different. We have different experiences. We all come from different backgrounds, different perspectives, all of that. And that's okay. It's okay. But if you disagree without being disagreeable, which means respect and don't insult this community, any members of the community, or the host. So with that, let's get into what we all came here for. I was buying time to get everybody in the chat. But thank you for the 1,500 plus that are coming in chat at whatever time it is, 8 a.m. or something crazy. I really appreciate y'all. We will not be here very long at all. I'm giving y'all like maybe 60 minutes, if that. We might even go that long, but we'll see. But I'm going to go through some comments. Alice, if you can star various questions, I guess, even if it's not a super chat, that'd be greatly appreciated. As many as you star is fine with me, and then I'll get through what I can get through. Okay, so let's get into it. Picture this. No. Picture this. Where are we at? What's today's date? Let me do it the way I really want to do it. Picture this. September 21st of 2022. Miss Robbie, or September 20th of 2022. Miss Robbie on her Instagram posted, or she ain't posted, some people posted it for her. Y'all know how this works. But her people posted this message. Oh, let me remove this comment. Alice, can you take that comment down for me? I'm trying to multitask, y'all. I'm sorry. Yeah, y'all won't be able to hear me if I remove myself, but I'm trying to hold on. Gotta put the glasses on. Y'all already know. Okay, so Miss Robbie posted on her on her Instagram last night, or her people, a notice that says effective Sunday, September the 25th of 2022 at 6 p.m., the Sweetie Pie's Upper Crust location will be closed until further notice. It says we are closing to make room for more than $400 million Cochran Veterans Hospital expansion. We thank each and every one of you for your 25 years of support. It has been a pleasure to serve you, your friends, and family. We hope to have an opportunity to serve you in the future. You know what? I'm just noticing something I did not notice last night when I read it because I was so in shock. Because again, I was there yesterday. What time? I was there probably somewhere around between 1 and 3 p.m. Maybe 2 and 3 p.m., something like that. And that sign was not on that door. That sign wasn't on the door because I actually filmed the door, at least to my knowledge. I didn't notice it. I think I would have noticed that. I saw their hours of operation, which was also on a piece of paper like that, taped to the door, but that wasn't on the door. But what I'm noticing here is that they're alluding to they're not closed forever. They are basically demolishing that location. And it looks like she's planning to maybe find another location, area or something, because it's saying we hope to have an opportunity to serve you in the future. And then I don't see it on here. Forgive me because I'm not organized, because I decided literally at 5:30 a.m. like I'm gonna go live with them this morning before I leave. But I do know that it also, somewhere I read, they were saying that you can still visit their Jackson, Mississippi location. So for those of you who don't know, like I said, I did a video on this a while back. We know, those of us who watch the show know that basically as soon as Miss Robbie completed construction of the Upper Crust location, when it was gutted out, it was a gutted out kind of warehouse building. She had it completely remodeled. That was a whole thing, years in the making, bank loans. I think she was holding it for 5 years, paying the mortgage and stuff on it before she was even able to start construction. This has been a journey for her. And as soon as she got it open, then she gets the word that the VA hospital wants her to sell it to them so they could demolish it. And she wasn't having it. And that's the clip I played a little earlier for those of you who saw it. If you didn't, rewatch this video, the beginning of it when you get time. But we basically didn't hear anything more about it after they mentioned it in like an episode or two. And Mr. Bussey told Miss Robbie at the time that that it will take a long time, like if they do the eminent domain, which means the government has the right to take anybody's property for what they consider to be the good of the public, and they can deem that however they want to deem that. And it's been done hundreds of thousands of times over. Like if you look at history and Black communities and stuff, that's a whole thing. I ain't gonna do that on this platform, but there's a history of the government doing that with different communities for highways, etc. And so the public good would be this VA, in the government's mind, this VA hospital will benefit the public as a whole more than your restaurant. And so I was, in the video that I did, I was saying that there's a possibility that they even waited as long as they did to wait for some of the popularity of Sweetie Pies to die down, the Upper Crust location, or just in general, because it probably would have been way more of a pushback because it was a national brand at the time. It technically still is, but just not nearly as, I don't know, popping as it was. So I did too also take a screenshot of what I had in the video. So y'all definitely check out the video that I did on this about a year or so ago. And so it's kind of hard to show y'all here, but if you look towards the bottom, you'll see the yellow at the very bottom, the yellow line, where you see the next part up where it says Del Mar Boulevard. The area in red to your left is where the Upper Crust location is currently located. And then right behind that, you see a little street. Was that Enright Avenue? And then you see the big area circled in red. That is the VA hospital's current campus. They basically want to expand that entire area from where they currently are all the way to the yellow lines where my VIP text community is scrolling. So they are really looking to expand that campus. And it's a pretty popping area. You got the Fox Theater around there. It's kind of downtown Philly, downtown, of a feel and stuff. And so basically what they plan on doing is to benefit the good, and it's going to, be nice and all. But it looks like, they're saying that they're not going away forever. They're going to try to go somewhere and serve you guys in the future. I did visit the Sweetie Pies location, and I've heard a lot of commentary about the food and the underwhelming situation with it, and I don't disagree based on my own experience. And so I don't know. You guys let me know, though, what you think. So that's really, for now, at least, that's all I basically have. I think you guys and your comments and all of that will give me more to talk about. But again, I decided at 5:30 a.m. so I don't have much more off the top of my head. Yes, if anyone is interested in my email address, because I have seen that in other chats, that is my email address below, the imvelb@gmail.com. Pretty much anything you want to find me on is imvelb. That's my branded way of communicating with me, which is why the channel name is also going to be changing. So, okay, let's get into what we have over here starred. Thank you so much, Brenda R, for the super chat. I really appreciate that. Only Being Real says that it's closed. If you're talking about the Upper Crust location, that would be incorrect because I was just there on last Sunday, and they're going to be open this week per that sign. They'll still be open because they're only open Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So they will open up this week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And at Sunday at 10 p.m., on Sunday at 10 p.m., not 10 p.m., 6 p.m., they're going to be closed. Well, this location is going to be closed permanently. Oh, that was another thing that I'm glad. That's why I wanted to answer your questions, because it was going to spark the other thoughts I had. So currently, the Sweetie Pies only has 2 locations as of today. That is the upper crust location that we are currently speaking of, and they have the Jackson, Mississippi location, which is also like a concert venue sort of thing. And that's the location that her and Tim had went down to Mississippi to open, and that's where he was also captured. So all of the other locations are closed. So now that this one is going to be closed for whatever amount of time, now we know that there's only the Jackson, Mississippi location. So if you are a person who's still, interested in supporting, et cetera, you would have to go to Jackson, Mississippi. I advise you to Google it before you go, because it is not open 5 or 6 days a week. It is only open, I think, 3 days a week or something, 4 max. I think it's only 3 days a week. So they have odd hours too. I think theirs is Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or something like that. When I Googled it, it was odd hours too. Also, I noticed it was yesterday while I was outside of the Upper Crust doing my footage, I noticed some people pulled up and they had a New York plates on their car, and they went walking up to the door and saw that it was closed. So those were people who didn't Google first. So don't end up in that situation. I'm hoping they were here for more than just Sweetie Pies. Okay, we knew this on Sunday. I was there. The line was long. The veterans have been working on this for years, true. The Palladium was torn down a month ago, right next door. Vel, thanks for honest coverage. Thank you so much, Karen Simmons. Yeah, there was actually a line as well when I went in there. I went in there to be nosy, to be honest, because I had the food like 3 or 4 times before. But I did go there because I just wanted to see what was happening. I got a little footage for y'all too. When they were open, because I had went last Sunday. Was that I think last Sunday I went. But yeah, there was a bit of a line when I was there as well, but it was kind of because they were slow, like they were slow moving, and they didn't have a ton. It was, unfortunately, I wasn't thinking ahead of time about soul food and how soul food restaurants prepare their stuff in the morning, and you kind of get scraps as the day goes on. And I basically got there at 4 something with the scraps, and tastes like scraps. Okay, so next, sugar spice 313. Thank you so much for the super chat. Appreciate you. Christy Brown, I started at the VA in 2019. When I was in orientation, they told us about the project. Yeah, because it was a big thing. They really started talking about it and working on it and drafting plans in 2014. And, we heard about it on the show, I guess, around that time. And then it kind of the project went a little dormant for a couple years. And then in 2020, I think, is when they started gearing back up, having meetings, and then kind of talking about, they had 3 different options. And one option was to kind of build around the Upper Crust location. Or no, it wasn't build around. It was like stop just short of it and kind of build around, but it would be kind of far around. But the way that they're going to end up doing it, they're like taking streets out and all of that. They're like restructuring the whole road pattern around it. So that's another reason why it would be hard for them to have the Upper Crust location right there and still accomplish what they're trying to accomplish. And then another thing, I saw people when I originally did that video, the original video, people were saying, well, why don't they, she needs to move her restaurant within the VA hospital. And I'm like, I don't think that's going to necessarily work. Because I don't know if they would be able to do that like all the days of the week. And the Upper Crust, as we can see, is not open 5 days a week or 6 days a week. I keep saying 5. I am here for the show. Oh, I love I love that. Did you notice Monique in the pictures with Andre's family? Do you think Miss Robbie approves? Yes, I did notice Monique and actually her mother as well, Linda, in those photos. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't truly know the dynamics of that family, and I'm not gonna assume based on those photos that it tells the full story. I do know that those people are close because I saw it myself with my own eyes in the court when people weren't putting on, because some people like they fooling you letting them fool. Some people. I know what I see with my own eyes, and I know when someone is trying to fool me versus what's just real. People doing things when they don't even think you're looking or don't know that you even care. That's a lot different than someone bamboozling you. But anyway, yeah, I don't know, because what I assumed in the beginning, I learned, we know that when you assume, you make a out of yourself. So assuming based on seeing them even sitting separate in the court in the very beginning for the first, I don't know, few days, when I thought, oh my God, they don't talk to each other, I later found out, yeah, they do. It's the court that has made them divide like that, because the Griggs family had a victim advocate who was working with it the entire time. And she was more like, no, we wait for them to leave, okay, now we're going to go to this room, that sort of thing. So I'm not going to say that those pictures completely say who's where with the family. And I'm hoping that they are all healing and that there's still some relationship. I understand what we heard in that press conference. So we know that there are some issues definitely there, especially with Miss Robbie and some of the other family members. But I'm assuming, well, I'm praying and I'm hoping that the majority of them are still tight and everything's good. Well, as good as, you know what I mean by that. Masquerade Elegance. So was she paid for closing the restaurant? Absolutely. When the government does eminent domain, it's usually a long process and a process of them negotiating. And even on the show, she talked about it, where she said they were offering her, I think at that time, it was maybe $1 million for the property, for her to basically get out of the way. And she didn't want to take it because she said she had way more than that invested with building it out and all of that. I think she had maybe 3 million or so into the building, maybe even up to 5. Don't quote me on that because I can't remember. It's been too long. But she had a lot of money already invested in it. And she was like, that's not even paying me back. On top of that, she really wanted to keep this location for her legacy with her family, building generational wealth, et cetera, et cetera. So she definitely got money. Did she get more or did she get less? I don't know, because the truth is, the longer you wait, it could actually work in your benefit, but it can also hurt you when they like, well, now I'm only give you 750,000. And if you don't take this, we still taking it. And we're going to just give you the 750,000 because of the fact we're the government. We can do eminent domain. So who knows? But I'm going to assume she got a nice amount. I'm going to assume that she got more than some people make in a lifetime. I'm going to just assume that. Was Terica living in Jackson, Mississippi, where Tim opened the restaurant? No, Terica's from Memphis, Tennessee. She lived in Memphis, Tennessee. She never lived in Mississippi. She lived in St. Louis. Per her testimony, she lived in St. Louis for a short time, but she didn't say what time frame. I am here for the show. You're just trying to make me giggle because I like your name. Okay, when the government takes your property, they do not pay top dollar. They pay the current going rate or sometimes less. Yeah, I've actually heard of people getting more as well. Like I've known of people in more residential situations. Like I've seen them take people's houses to build a Walgreens. Like I had a client, they took their house to build a Walgreens because they were on a corner of like a major street. So, well, I guess that was but it was eminent domain because they were kind of forced to sell. So, Hazel Lady. Hey Vel, great job. What's the sentiment of the community post-trial? Oh, I have no idea. I don't live here. I don't live in St. Louis. So I've literally only seen the people in the courtroom who live here. And yeah, that's about it. Like, and I guess when I go through drive-throughs here or there, but I haven't really interacted with people who live here to know what the sentiment is. I know what the sentiment is from these comments on YouTube and on my social media and in my VIP text community. That I could tell you. And it's kind of split, but it's actually leaning more towards people not being happy about the verdict, but that the Sweetie Pies brand has definitely taken a hard hit based on what I've seen from social media. Joy Richardson, What happened to all of the money stolen? If they believe Dre stole it, there would be a paper trail. I believe Tim has something to do with the robbery because he definitely wasn't good with money. Dre, in testimony by the FBI agent, Dre was cleared of any of that. Now, what happened to the money and all of that, nobody knows. But I will say the detective that, and we'll talk about this because I don't want to get too deep in the trial because this is technically not about that. But once we go over the transcripts and I can literally read verbatim what people were testifying to, we can dig a little deeper into this. But I will just say the private investigator that Miss Robbie and Tim hired is the one who pointed the finger at Dre. And he's the one, even in his testimony, that tried to allude to the fact that he thinks, I'm sorry, I'm getting text message about something totally different. He's the one that alluded to the fact that Dre had a storage unit that they found, but it happened to be empty. Then he said it was a few other things that he said, the social media posts, et cetera, et cetera. So he's the one that pointed the finger at Dre, but Dre was cleared by the detectives of that crime. Next Level One Life. What happened to the Little Tim location? That's been closed. You're talking about the North Hollywood location that was on the show. That that got closed, I think, by the time the show ended airing. All of Tim's restaurants that he opened. Okay, I went mute again. I'm not sure how long. I'm hoping y'all can still hear me now. I don't know. It's like there may be a connection. You know what That's what it is. I have my mic plugged into a different spot on the computer than normal, so it's giving me a problem. I'm gonna do a quick commercial break and then plug it into where I normally have it plugged in, so hopefully it doesn't keep going in and out on us. And then what are we looking at? We had 30 minutes, so yeah, we're gonna be out of here in an hour. Oh, excuse me, y'all. We're gonna be out of here in an hour. Give me a second, and we are going to do a quick commercial break. Hello. Okay, I'm back. I think we're good. I've never used a restroom so quick in my life, and I wash my hands. Okay, I'm back. Okay, let's get back to the questions. And then again, we're out of here in like 20 minutes because I know some of y'all gotta, get going with your days like me. Don't be late for work watching this. Play it in the background. Keep getting dressed. Get in the shower. don't take the phone in the shower. You don't need to have to get a new phone. Okay, Simply Sean. I'm sorry, y'all. My read. I'm still waking up. They haven't done her name justice. I don't know what that means. Name justice with Jackson, Mississippi location. You are correct. It's not open every day, and I've been told it's not great food or service. If I have a chance, I'll stop by. Oh, I guess. Oh, I don't. Okay. So you're saying they haven't done, I guess, Miss Robbie's name justice in Jackson, Mississippi. I did hear Miss Robbie actually did an interview It was an article I read a while back, and she said that she was having staffing issues in the Jackson location. Actually, in here, even in St. Louis, when they put the hours, they also put due to staffing issues was why they have like these reduced hours. So I remember Miss Robbie actually doing an interview stating how hard it's been for her to staff the Jackson, Mississippi location, and like the high turnover and all of that. So yeah. Next Level One Live. What happened to TJ's restaurant that was premiered on the show? We just answered that. That was the North Hollywood location. So all of Tim's locations got closed because Tim was bad with money. He was overspending. I actually heard a story, allegedly, but I heard a story that Tim was trying to open up a not hospital. My brain all over the place. Tim was trying to open up a restaurant in Beverly Hills, a Sweetie Pies in Beverly Hills, California. And he had secured the location. He was paying $40,000 per month, $45,000, I think it was, per month in rent. And he was paying this all while trying to get approval from Beverly Hills, the city of Beverly Hills, to get, the permits and get it open, et cetera, et cetera. And he did it for nearly a year. And then they said, no go. So they basically just got his money. And it's rumored that was around the time Ms. Robbie was like, where's my money going? And then the lawsuits and all of that started. I never really dug into the lawsuit. I've never read those documents myself. I know other YouTubers have. So maybe, if you guys are interested in that, put it in the chat. If you want, I know somebody who's this Sugar and Spice said Beverly Hills isn't gonna eat soul food. Right. I'm saying no soul food. Yeah, pretty much. So, but this was Tim and his big ideas. And at that time, you got to keep in mind, he had maybe 4 or 5 restaurants. He was opening like back to back to back, and some at the same time. Got one just open, grand opening, and you're building out a new one. He was just very reckless with the money. So yeah. Let's see. What did I leave off? I think this was yeah, Tim did open the Jackson, Mississippi location. But for those of you who are super fans like me, you will remember that maybe season 2 or 3, Miss Robbie started talking about how she wanted to basically move back home where she was born. I think, if I'm not mistaken, she was born in Jackson, in Mississippi. I'll just say Mississippi. And she was talking about how when she retired, she wanted to go back home. And they ended up, it was after the show ended was when this Jackson, Mississippi location appeared. And when I saw that, I said, she said she wanted to go back home. And so she built a restaurant at home. And she lives there primarily. I do know that. Hello, Vel and chat. Can the Griggs family file a civil suit against Tim, his estate, or anything? I don't know that. I'm not an attorney. I cannot answer that question. It would be pure speculation on my part. Maybe there are some attorneys in the chat who are willing to give their professional advice on that, or maybe not, because they're not being paid or under retention or retainer rather. Catherine Lewis, I think she did it for the money. I think she did it for the money because the land. Thank you so much for the super chat. Yes, I also think she probably had no choice. Pack 69, to the north of the hospital and rest, the VA has built a 5-story parking garage. So this is all in the plan. Yes. When you see their plans, I don't know if I ever linked the actual 68-page document to that video, because I know I talked about it in the video, and I'll do that a lot and then forget to ever post add the stuff. But they did have the whole plan drafted out, and they showed where the different buildings would be, and that was one of the structures that they talked about that they were going to build. So I guess now it's built per Pack 69. Deborah, how long was the restaurant operation? If I'm not mistaken, and thank you for the super chat. If I'm not mistaken, the Upper Crust location, you guys can say it in the chat for sure. But if I'm not mistaken, now I'll be totally guessing. I'll be totally guessing because I want to say what 2014 or something. But you guys put it in the chat if you know and answer Deborah's question. I'm a super fan, but my memory ain't that good with like those kind of details. I just know it opened on the show, if I'm not mistaken, the second season. Here, okay, next comment. Adele Williams, Vale, do you think Tim messed up Miss Robbie's family life? Absolutely. Absolutely. I said it in one of my other videos when we were talking about the trial, how Tim was a blessing for this family in a huge way, and also a curse for the family in a huge, like traumatic way, because it's because of Tim. And this is just crazy. It's crazy when you think about it, the irony of it all. Tim is the reason we know of this family on a national level. Yes, Miss Robbie was, a part of Ike and Tina Turner. She had her own singing career, but the truth is she was a background singer that none of us know about until this show. Not gonna say none of us, but 99% of us didn't know about until this show. And so somebody's saying that that the Upper Crust opened in 2012 or 2013. That sounds about right. Ravika Omega, thank you so much. But the reason we know about them is because of Tim, because Tim is the one who this Welcome to Sweetie Pie series was his brainchild, this reality show. He wrote it, he shopped it, he ended up getting it picked up by OWN. And, this is how we went to this level. Miss Robbie, and I was told by someone close to the families that said I was correct with this when I said, if this was left to Miss Robbie, if Tim wasn't a factor, Miss Robbie would have opened maybe 2 or 3 restaurants here in St. Louis only. And she would have been like, here's my legacy. Y'all welcome to the family. And maybe still wanted her Grammy and did a couple of little albums here or there. So Tim is the reason why this became a national brand, and all of us fell in love and all of this, and people traveling here to eat what we could eat down the street from my house, and it tastes a little better with less sugar. So anyway, yes, I yes, absolutely. Sneaker Chic, awesome work, Vale. Thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate you for that. What is that? Ali TV? Ali? I'm probably messing that up. Should anyone be eating at the restaurant in Jackson? Should anyone be eating at the Jackson? Their water system is down. Oh, I don't know about all that. I think that's a question for the health department. I mean, if you're wise, if somebody's water is not working, I would assume you wouldn't be at their restaurant because they can't wash the dishes. They can't properly prep the food. Did I get through all of the starred? I guess let me jump in the chat myself then. Let's see. I'm gonna go to the end rather, and see what I see, because that's all the start ones that I have. Somebody says most of the food in there was canned anyway. You could kind of see that, on the show. Like, if you're like me, when you're watching TV shows and stuff, I'm studying. That's just how my mind works. So I'm also looking in the background, like, oh, they use Kraft, they use Velveeta cheese. I see the boxes right there. Like I was doing that, and that is totally true. Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you so much for the super chat, Morgan J. Thanks for your hard work. Thanks for all the hard work you did covering this story. Thank you so much for recognizing the hard work that goes into doing this. I really appreciate it. Victor R., during the show, wasn't the VA honest about coming for the building at some point, and I wouldn't eat at the one in Jackson with the water crises? Yeah, I'm not as familiar with what's happening in Jackson, so I'm assuming because there's multiple people talking about it, there's something big happening over there. But yes, and that's what I mentioned. You may have missed that part of this live, but I did mention that how on the show that's where we first found out that the VA was coming for the hospital. I mean, the VA was coming for the Upper Crust location. Thank you so much for that super chat, though. Next Level 1 Life, did Cousin Michelle run the Jackson location? I don't know. I have no idea where Cousin Michelle ended up after, because she was kind of rolling with Tim at his locations at one point, and then Yeah, I don't know. I don't. Someone may know. If you guys know just as much, if not more, in some cases about this than I do. Like the goings on of the various family members. This person says, this is Lexus driver first. Says, yes, I heard on the news about the water crisis in Jackson. Not sure where they are with it now. Okay. So yeah, be careful there. I mean, yeah, there are water crises in a lot of these cities, and sometimes they don't talk about it until it becomes somebody's ill. Not sure. Yeah, cousin Michelle did run the Hamburger Heaven restaurant, and I actually was gonna go by there yesterday, and then I just got tired because I went to 11 locations, y'all. I spent 4.5 hours driving around the St. Louis metro area. I was everywhere. So by the time it got to, I was like, they don't care about no hamburger helper, like what's there now and all of that. So I didn't. I was like, pass. But it was on my list of places to go to. But okay, I'm gonna give y'all. Let me make sure I didn't. Okay, I'm sorry. Alice has started a few more comments. Let me see where I left off. I'm trying to make sure I'm not repeating for y'all. Oh, okay. Here we go. Simply Sean says the city's bore water alerts have been lifted and the situation is improving significantly. Jackson restaurants have made proper provisions to serve food when possible. What does that mean? To be continued. Ooh, sound like y'all need to be cooking at home for a little while out there in Jackson. But prayers to y'all. I hope y'all water situation gets better real quick, fast, and in a hurry. All right. Thank you so much, Camila Murphy, for the super chat. I really appreciate you for noticing my hard work and trying to improve. But I think that's all I have for this. Again, I just wanted to chat with you guys for a minute. I'm gonna read this one. C-Dub says, it's nice. It's a nice apartment building where Hamburger Heaven was. They tore down the strip mall where Hamburger Heaven was. I'm confused. It's a nice apartment building where so it's now they tore down the strip mall and now it's an apartment building. So then I would have, thank you so much for that, C-Dub. So I would have been real confused because I would have been looking like, where's the strip mall? So thank you for that. Well, that's good to know. So look at God. Won't he do it? God made sure I didn't even waste my time. Because he's like, don't worry about that. They don't care about that. But anyway, it's time for us to get our day started. Get to work. Be productive. We are a purpose-driven community. Serve in your purpose today. And whatever your dream is, whatever you want to do, if you're trying to get out of your current situation, do at least one thing today to move the needle into the life that you dream of. And that's what I'm also doing. Also, VIP text community. Remember to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff for this. And you see the VIP text community scrolling across the bottom of the screen. Join that. It's a lot of good stuff happening way beyond this Tim Norman case. We're going to do what Tim failed to do, which is become successful and do right with it. That's what we're going to do over here. Then my last super chat that I'm going to read before we take off. I am here for the show. You're just trying to make me giggle. I love your name. Vale, do you think Tim is the person he is due to the nature, nurture, or a combination of both? I honestly think it's a combination of both. And some people may or may not understand what nature versus nurture means. Nature versus nurture means basically is a person influenced or become the way that they are based on genetics and just who their chemical or biological makeup, or nurture, which means their environment, how they grew up, the people around them, et cetera, et cetera. And I truly believe it was a combination of both, because there's some pathology when it comes to the Montgomerys and the men in the Montgomery family. And we know some of that stuff came out and some of it has definitely been proven that there's a track record of what we've seen develop, unfortunately, in this situation. Like, you can reverse 20, 30, 40 years back in their family legacy, and you're going to see a similar situation like this played out. So, yeah, I think it's definitely a combination of both. That's a great question. So with that, until next time, tonight, don't forget that you will see me again tonight. I forgot about that. And that was another reason I knew I couldn't go live tonight. I will be on my YouTube friend Letitia Campbell's show. She will be interviewing me about me and my experience with the trial and some other tidbits about me, etc. So it'll be more of a one-on-one personal interview, and all that good stuff. So it'll be real cool, real laid back, real chill. Definitely join me over there. If you're part of the VIP text community, I've already sent you that information, but I'll send it again later this evening as a reminder. I'll send you guys the link to the video, and I'll see you guys over there. And yeah, that's all I got. I feel like I keep doing my intro like over and over again, but remember to like. Till next time, peace. Or till later tonight at 7 Central Standard Time, if I'm not mistaken. All right, later. Peace.